Hello and welcome to the final round of the Urborg Series. We've got some robots versus a pink Weenie build. On the left we've got Jeff Fallness with his robots, and on the right it's going to be Jersey Sammy with his pink Weenie control. So here we have our robots with a splash of black and white. Full robots on with the 4 Skellions, 4 Suchis, 2 Tetravis. Powered by a set of Mish's workshops, full power, included the Big Blue, and he's got 4 Mish's factories here. Also 2 City of Brass and a Loa. Playing 1 Seed in a Bottle mainboard and 2 Disenchants mainboard and the balance. 4 copy artifacts to copy those Triskelions, or even copy mana to get them out if he's having mana issues. And he's also running a play set of Icy Manipulators in here, just to help keep the control. And here in the sideboard you also see a couple Winter Orbs, because he's so artifact mana heavy. He's got all these rocks and the Mish's workshops that's all he needs every turn is really that workshop, and he can, make it work. 2 Glooms, the Abyss, because that won't affect even his creatures. 2 Sage of Latnams, 2 Hurkyl's Recall, and 3 Blue Blasts against red. That is one solid robot build. I was unable to get a deck list from Sammy, so we're going to go right from here into game number 1. And here we go with round number 1. And as you can see up top, Jeff actually mulligans down to 6 cards. And this game I had to play at normal speed, just because I can't really see Jeff's graveyard or library, so I couldn't tell exactly everything that was going on unless I had it in tune with the original audio. Here we go. Mox Sapphire, Mox Pearl, Tundra. It's a lot of power for turn 1 already. White and a blue, copying the blue Mox. Tap, tap, Time Walk. Wow. Oh, geez. What a way to start. Okay, goes in the second turn, draws for turn, plays a factory, and brain geyses himself for 3. Yikes. What a turn 1. What's Sammy have to say about that? Let's see.
Want to go home? Anybody want to go home?
I only got 3 cards in the hand. It's just mana, man.
Well, I agree, Sammy. That was definitely scary. So, it's Sammy's turn now. Drew up to 8. Let's see if his turn 1 compares. Plateau, land tax, pass turn. And back to Jeff here. Mox Ruby, Soul Ring. Tap for a white to activate a factory and come in for 2 with the assembly worker. And it connects, dropping Sammy to 18. And then he follows it up with a Tundra and passes turn. Sammy's going to land tax now. Not sure what he's getting yet. Hopefully he shows us. Plains, Mountain, and that's it. Just the two land cards he's choosing to get. And wow, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 Moxes on the left because of that copy artifact with a soul ring. A lot of mana. And then he Sammy draws for his turn after the land tax. And he's safe to play a land because Jeff has 3 in play. Let's see if he does, or if he's got something else planned. Okay, we see a Plains. And what else we want to see here? That's it, he passes turn. And he's going to have to discard down to 7. Yeah, he discards a mountain. Okay? And Jeff here, capable of what? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana? Well, if there's anything he can do, he is, mana's not a problem. He attacks with Assembly Worker and it gets bolted. So that's 1 less mana now he has. He passes turn after that attack. Sammy draws up to 7. No land tax because of that bolt. Which I wonder if he's considering if taking the 2 would have been worth it or not. But he passes turn. And Jeff is now down to, what, 8 mana? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He passes back. He gets, was it a Tundra Strip Mine? And pass that turn back to him. And a quick back to Sammy. This is old school, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about. Having all these thousands of dollars worth of mana on the field and staring at each other pass and turn for a while. But it's raw magic, you know. It's not what it is today. You know, this is the game I fell in love with. You know, this is what I enjoy playing. Even though I do enjoy, of course, EDH, but it's just not the same as this. I mean, granted, this might look boring. Pass, turn, land, pass, turn, land, pass, turn. But it's got flavor. It's intense. Look at that, a Serra Angel. Ooh, a format where Serra Angel's a good card. And it was meant to be a good card. You know, it got demoted from a rare to an uncommon a while ago now. And they're making what you get for 5 mana nowadays, it's nuts. We see a City Brass on Jeff's side, taps it, bring him to 19 for Demonic Tutor. Okay. And he's probably going to do your traditional play here, tutoring for the Ancestral Recall, unless he has it in hand a little bit wide when he's played it. So I'm assuming that's what tutor's for, unless he's looking for an answer for that Serra. And that's always a tough call to make. If you don't have the answer for something and you have a tutor, you know, do you draw the 3 or do you just get your answer? I mean, at this stage in the game, I'd say he has time. And yeah, he goes for the recall, draws himself 3 cards, and puts him to 7. Can't really swing with that factory worker unless he's got some backup plan. Maybe a lightning bolt. Is that even in his deck? No, he has no bolts in there. Not sure. He activates the factory that floating Carlos though, and passes turn. And it looks like Sammy might be able to get him with that Serra, which can do some considerable damage right now. Comes in and connects. Okay. It's 15-18 now. And what else are we going to see? Another Serra? That'd be just monster. Disenchants the Soul Ring. Okay. Okay. That puts them down to 7 mana. Strip Mines the Tundra into 6 mana. And place a city in a bottle to get rid of the City of Brass. Okay. That was effective. That was a lot of mana hate, which is absolutely necessary to drop that thing below 6. But boom, there it is, Mishra's Workshop. I was going to say, on a Tetris, he got him down to 5 mana, but no, not quite. Tetris is a 4/4 flyer now, and that's plenty to stop the Serra. But what do? You know, I guess if you have the plows, do you take off the counters to have it stop Serra for 4 turns, or just trade? The trade is mostly safe, unless they have something like this, Swords to Plowshares. Now you block for 0 turns, as opposed to possible 4. So, I mean, not like he had a chance there to take him off because you have to do your upkeep. But what would you have done? You know, would you make the trade, or would you try to take up the counters and get yourself a couple turns out of it? And that's Triskelion now, and another quick plow. He takes off the 3 counters to shoot Sammy for 3. She'll gain 1 life off the plow. And I didn't bother mentioning, but yeah, last round the plow and the Serra even themselves out. So in the end, he didn't really lose or anything. Some interesting turns here. Ooh, and still no answer to that Serra Angel, so he's dropping down to 12 life. And Triskelion is not an answer. I mean, Tetris is sort of an answer. But, Armageddon. Okay, Sammy's feeling pretty confident about having that Sarah on the field, ending this game in 4 turns. So, that's the Geddon right there. And he had a land to follow up with, so why not? Especially with the amount of bolts in that deck. It's a full set of bolts and a full set of chains. And Jeff still has 4 mana, 5 mana for next turn. The Felwar Stone, giving him white or red. And a Strip Mine. Is he going to strip that plateau? Or is he going to use it? Because that'll give him 6 mana. So this is right where he wants to be. Oh, but he does it. He cracks it to take out that plateau. That takes away the bolts. It takes away the plows. But he drops a ruby. So he's back to bolting. Comes in for 4, and Jeff takes it. Drops him down to 8 life. And then Sammy drops a plains. And don't mind those dice. They weren't being kept up with properly, but the proper life totals are on the screen now. Sammy has disenchanted the Mox Pearl. And he here admitted that it was a misplay. I'm not sure if the right thing would have been to hit one of the blue sources, take him off 2 blue, because again he doesn't know his opponent's deck at this point. Or the Felwar Stone is the right answer, because that gives him 2 colors, or 1 now, which is the white that he got rid of, and then eventually red also. And another Strip Mine. And a City in a Bottle, which he can't play because Sammy has a City in a Bottle in play already. So he takes that back. So he's still at 4 cards in hand. And what's that? Red, blue, blue, black, white. Strip Mines the plains. And balance. Okay, well that takes care of the Sarah, and he'll have to discard 2 cards, City in a Bottle and Library of Alexandria. And then he passes turn. So both players at 1 card, now Sammy's at 2 after that draw. But no Sarah and no way to cast a Sarah, so he's passing turn. And red, blue, blue, black, Su-Chi. That is a dangerous play right here, because a disenchant will mean 4 damage and mana burn. And Arcadian Javelineers, not quite enough to stand up to that Su-Chi, but with a bolt it'll work. Comes in with the Su-Chi, and Sammy takes 4, dropping to 11. And Strip Mines the plateau. Wow. That is brutal. Think about the amount of mana damage that Sammy's done to Jeff, and then now it's coming back at him. Oh, that's what happened. He threw the javelin at Su-Chi and chain lightning him. So Jeff is burning for 4, drops him down to 4. That makes that Javelineers lethal, because 1 more bolt and an attack does it. Or just 4 turns of that 1/1 coming in. So this is a scary spot to be in. Man. What a threat, a 1/1 Javelineer without a token, huh? Jeff plays a Chaos Orb. He might have to use it on those Javelineers, because his clock is ticking. I guess that's what he's deciding to do right now. That is a rough call. You can also hit the Mox, assuming you'll be able to take care of the 1/1 before 4 turns pass. Yeah, he's trying to make that call, and he does it. Oh man, targeting the Javelineers with Chaos Orb. Here's the flip. Oh, what a miss! Oh, okay. Here comes the threat. Coming in for 1, drops him down to 3. Do we see a bolt? No. Okay, passes turn, and Jeff with 5 mana passes turn. He gets real dangerous at 6. Attacks the Javelineers again. Jeff's at 2. Yikes. This is tension here. Alright, blue, black. Copy artifact. targeting Mox Jet. Okay, so he's got 2 black sources, 2 blue sources, a red, and Felwar Stone's not pushing anything right now. So he's still only at 5 mana, actually. I miscalculated earlier. Jalvanir brings down to 1. That is tight. That is tight. Whew. Do you have the answer? And Semi has 4 cards in hand. Alright, Jeff drops the C, puts him at 6 mana. And that's a Triskelion. And that solves the problem. That is the answer he was looking for. Hits the Jalvanirs for 1, gets him out of there. Triskelion is down to a 3/3. 1/1 with 2 counters on him. And Semi land taxes for 2 planes at least. And either a mountain or a plains here, I'm not really sure. I think it's actually 3 plains. Which I have to assume there are no more mountains in his deck if that's the case. Yeah, it's 3 plains. Okay. Okay. Well, he has the ruby, so all he needs is that bolt. You know, all he needs is that bolt. There's no reason to play those lands in his hand anyway, because he could land tax all the land out of his deck to thin it out to draw that bolt. You know, it's way more effective than a fetch land, which, you know, of course, does increase your chances of pulling something else, but 3 lands plus your draw. That's just incredible power land tax. And ooh, attacking with your slam for 3, and he takes it, drops him down to 8. So it's 1/8 here. Jeff pays 4 for an Icy Manipulator. Okay, so if he taps that Ruby during the upkeep, and Sammy draws the bolt, he'll have to wait for next turn to use it. He won't be able to use it the same turn. Unless he has a mountain in his hand, he can just drop and use it that way. Or if he plays a threat, it can get icied down. But this is what he does. He taps the Ruby during the upkeep after the land tax. And, wow. Look at these boards. Look at these life totals. This is great. Semi draws for the turn. He's got 10 cards in hand. And we know a lot of that is basic land right now. Plains, tap it. Savannah Lions. Okay, you know what? That means he has to take a counter off the Triskelion to take care of the lion. Or he could just leave the Triskelion untapped to block the lion. But, I mean, he's got the Icy too. Okay, he's removing the counter and taking out the lion. It's hard to say what I would have done. Maybe I would have tapped the lion and come in for 3. But instead he came for 2. Drops Semi to 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Suchi, what? You're at 1 life, bro. Oh yeah, he's reconsidering. He's reconsidering. He can't take that kind of mana burn. He's probably counting the disenchants right now in the same as graveyard. Oh wow. Deciding whether the risk is worth it. Because if he lands it and he doesn't lose it, you know, he's doing it. He's doing it. Okay, I mean that's 6 damage on creatures right there. So it's 1 shot. Taps the Ruby on the upkeep. So we didn't draw a bolt last turn. At least not an instant speed one. Again, that's assuming he has no mountains in his hands. What are we going to see? Okay, he's drawn for a turn. He needs something. Anything, really. Drops the plains. Tap for white. Savannah Lions. Okay. So, if that takes the counter off the trike, it drops it down only 4 damage. 5 damage, rather. So he'll live an extra turn. One, tap the Savannah Lion, and coming for the 6, and that's it. Oh wow, what a good game 1. All right, we're gonna sideboard up and get right into game number 2. All right, welcome back. Game number 2 is getting started. Our players have drawn their hands and are figuring out if they're keeping them or not. And here's our life total up on the screen: 20/20 cards in hand. And just like last game, you'll be seeing the play-by-play on the bottom. There you are. Plains pass turn from Sammy, who was on courtesy. And Jeff drops a Tundra. Passing over here. Okay, nothing like that first game, first turn, where he's dropping every card in his hand and drawing an extra 3. Nice little slower pace here. Giving everybody a chance to play the game. Although, you know, it's not like Sammy was out of the last game. Oh, never mind. Here it is. He was holding back on us. 6 mana, turn 2 Triskelion. Yikes. Not what anyone wants to see. Although, if anyone is equipped to deal with it, it's a white player who runs 4 plows and 4 disenchants. And maybe even a divine offering or 2. So let's see if he's got an answer. Or if he's going to be getting smacked down by that Triskelion. He drops a Blood Moon. Also another solid turn 2 play. Especially against an opponent who I don't think runs any basics. I don't remember from the pick that we saw earlier. I don't think there are any basics in there. But he is running plenty of Moxen on the Lotus. Okay, drops Underground Sea, which is just a mountain, and passes turn. And he did eat 4 from that Triskelion over here. So he's down to 16 already. 3, 4, 5 mana available. Plays a Strip Mine. So he could pretty much do what he needs to do over here now. And I guess he's decided when not to use that strip. Plays another Blood Moon. Okay, yeah, you know what? Can't be too safe with that. Drop the second one. And you know what? Get out of your hand also. Because it's not doing any good there. Unless you're expecting a Nirvinal's Disc, maybe. But I don't think Jeff's in a position to be cracking a disc anytime soon. So you have to suffer with his mountains. Although, swinging for 4 every turn with Triskelion isn't really suffering. And he drops a factory. So if Sammy doesn't play anything, he could end up taking 6 damage next turn. He did bolt Jeff at the end of his turn there, dropping to 17. So maybe he is trying to dump his hand. Plains Soul Ring and balance down with 0 cards in hand. Alright, that deals with Triskelion. That knocks 4 cards out of Jeff's hand. Mind Twist, Demonic Tutor, City of Brass, and a Tundra. And it looks like, yeah, Sam got to sacrifice a land, so he threw Plains in the bin. And then, with no cards in hand and nothing on the field to do anyway, he passes turn. A quick pass back. And this is usually what it looks like after a bounce like that, down to 0 cards, with nothing on the field. Passing back again, and right back again. Wow, this is, I mean, it's fun to watch, you know, even though nothing's happening. Land tax, and pass. And another quick drawn pass over there. And what are we doing with counting our mana? What are we going to see? Nothing, pass and turn. Okay. Yikes, you know, a Savannah Lines here would have made all the difference. Jeff does a Time Walk here. And is it one of those just to draw a card Time Walks? Yes, it is. 2 mana draw cards, not the worst thing in old school. And still passing back and forth here. Another pass. And that, you know, remember that factory is a mountain. So, that could be holding Jeff back a bit right there. And Icy Manipulator. Okay. Okay. I mean, I guess you could tap down. Nah, I don't know. What do you tap down? You tap down a Plains. There's no right choice, no wrong choice. Another quick pass. And we saw those Icies in round 1, and they did work. They did real work. Another Icy. Okay. Now they can have a little more effect on what's happening here. He's tapping down a Plains during the upkeep, leaving 1 mana and the Icy untapped. So we can tap something else. probably should just tap down another white, right? I mean, unless you're, expecting a ball lightning or something. Oh, Shatterstorm. Oh, and Blue Elemental Blast. Wow. Woo. Man, that... what a play. That Shatterstorm would have really changed the game here. Seeing these ices on the board and Jeff in control, that would have just dropped it right back to 0 again. But he had that Blue Blast. He had it locked and loaded, and that's why that Sapphire was untapped. And another 6 mana drops out Triskelion now. Oh, that is... You're in the danger zone now. Yeah, 6 cards in hand. What's it going to be? 7 cards now. 1 white. That's what we're expecting, right? He's going to need a plow. Yep. Okay. So he's going to take those 3 counters off and shoot you down to 6 and gain 1. Puts them up to 18. He took that bolt earlier. That's the only damage he took so far this game. And he's at that sweet spot, Jeff. He's at 6 mana. So he could drop the Trikes, he could drop the Tetravis. Ooh, Armageddon. Alright, he's no longer at 6 mana. Wow. Wow, what a play. Whew. Alright. Okay, wow. Still has the 2 mana and the 2 ices, but if he uses his mana to tap down Sammy's mana, and he's got nothing. So it's either play something or stop your opponent from playing something. So it's kind of a game of chicken here because the land tax is still in play on Sammy's side. So, they're just building up their hands at this point. And Jeff building his up because he doesn't want Sammy to draw any cards out of his deck with the land tax. And Sammy wanting to land tax, So during the upkeep here is tapping the Mox and the Soul Ring. And a quick pass back. Oh, Ancestor Recall himself. Up to 10 cards. Ooh, did he have Mox in his hand he's ready to drop? Or hoping to draw into him? Is he going to play the land? What is going to happen? He's going to discard. Okay. He's choosing 3 cards to discard here. Yikes. Okay, you know what? It's still... What was it? A draw 3, discard 3? Was that recall ended up being? Yeah. That's fine. He pitches a bunch of land. City of Brass, Workshop, and was it a Tundra or something? Or, oh well. Tapping down the mana. Ooh, Sammy drops a Lotus, so he's in the game, but he doesn't use it. He just, threw it out of his hand to get out of 8 cards. Jeff copies his Mox Sapphire with a copy artifact. So it's 2 blue. I mean, not this turn, but it's there. Huh. And, tapping that white, throwing the upkeep. We're gonna see that Lotus cracked. Gonna see some action. We're gonna find out. Oh, and 2 ices. I mean, again, he needs to use them, or he's got to decide how he wants to allocate his mana every single turn. It's not an easy position to be in. All right, so we see a Mox Emerald dropped here. That's 4 available mana. He needs kind of like you could drop a Suchi for 4, or he needs 2 more to get to a Tetravis or a Triskelion. He copies the Mox Ruby. Wow, that mana is just building up out of nowhere after that Geddon. This is the exact opposite of what Sammy wants to see happen right now. He's now a land drop away from having 6. Double checking the Lotus to make sure it requires the tap, which it does. So on the upkeep, he taps down the Mox and the Lotus. Sammy's at 8 cards now. And Are we going to see a discard, or are we going to see something happen? Ooh. And this is tense. This is real tense, you know. It's kind of locked. It's kind of stalematy. Semi-pass the turn. Discards a plains. And Jeff, with a full grip, 5 mana showing, pays 4, and there we have a Suchi. Okay. That is that's a heavy hitter right now with your opponent at 6 life. Oh, but it gets plowed. Alright, that puts Jeff to 22. And Suchi is RFG. Out of here. Exiled. Oh, man. It's like... Oh, okay. Lotus is getting sacked for red. Rook egg. And chain lightning the egg to get himself a 4/4 bird token. So that kind of forces Jeff's hand now. He has to tap that bird. He doesn't have to. He's at 22 life. He can see how that goes, you know. But why roll those dice? I mean, he has the options. He tap the creature, tap the mana. Maybe you take the hits for a couple turns to make sure he's not building up. I mean, you're sitting pretty with 5. We get you don't want to play a land because you don't want him to land tax. And Ancestor Recall is gone. He does have the Brain Geyser in there still, because even though he's got a full grip of 7, it looks like he needs to get some draw power to really seal this deal. Because Sammy is just getting that pressure out there now. 4/4 bird this turn, but you know, next turn it could be another egg, or it could be Savannah Lions. You know, it's tight. It's tight. Anyone's game. And we saw last round, you know, Jeff was down to 1 for so long, and it was like it was a sealed deal. Then he came back. It was an amazing game 1. So this is not over yet. And Jeff drops his Lotus, and that's plenty of mana showing. Is there anything to do with it? No, he passed his turn. Wow. And during the upkeep, he taps down the bird and the Mox Pearl. Both players with full hands. And he passed his turn. Wow. 3 for 5, 6, 7, 8 mana showing. We know he's got land in his hand. Sacks the Lotus for 3 black, though. So I don't think he's playing a land anytime soon. Doesn't need to. At 6 mana. Ooh, Tetravis. 4/4 flyer. Yikes. Okay. That is a scary thing to see when you're at 6 life. Let's see what kind of answers Sammy can pull for this Tetravis. That bird is not doing anything. He's going to be sleeping, tapped under the icy ball for a while, it looks like. He drops the plains. He says, okay, I'm done. Oh, no. He takes it back. He goes back to it, though. So I'm done playing this land tax battle. Drops the plains. Plows the Tetravis. So the threat is gone. And Jeff is back to searching for threats. And a Time Twister won't even really help that much. It looks like... I feel like Sammy plowed like 10 things. I know it's probably like 2 or 3, but it's just a lot of work happening. A lot of things removed. And I kind of trying to guess here, if Sammy had a disenchant, would he take out one of those ices? Because they both need to go for him to connect. You know, unless Jeff... Again, he could set his priorities separate differently. He could say, I'll take the 4 in the air. Tapped on your mana. Oh, and we see another Rook egg. That is interesting. Pass his turn. So that's going to stop ground monsters on Jeff's side. That'll stop anything but the Tetravis, really. And 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. We're going to see a Suchi. No, oh, it's another Icy. Wow, 3 Icy manipulators on the field. And this is, you know, this card is always strong. People are like, oh, Icies are the best, da-da-da. Well, when you have 1 out, it's one thing. But when you have 3 Icies on the field, you really are playing control. You know, you dictate what happens and what doesn't happen on the battlefield. And that is right where he's at right now. He's tapping down the bird and the 2 white sources, keeping Sammy off white completely, and keeping him out of that sky, keeping that bird sleeping. You know, and Sammy, even if he has a bolt in his hand, he's got to make a decision. You know, is he going to try to create another rook token from the egg, or does he, you know, start wearing down at that near 30 life total that Jeff has right now? Tough calls all around. And even though it's, you know, again, a game where not much is really happening, a lot is happening. You know, it is intense. Both players full hands almost, and just, you know, they draw to 8 and they play on a 7. Wow. And those Icies is doing so much work. I'm loving it. Ooh, another rook egg. Okay, so Sammy is finally dug himself out of this hole that he's been in, and he's ready to block these Triskelions and Suchis all day long. Or if he managed to crack them himself, those Icies will be occupied on creatures, and he'll be able to use his mana. And we do see a Suchi here anyway. He does still have 3 Icies, and his opponent is at 6. So, if he can tap everything down, he can get in. You know, that's entirely possible. But Suchi is very vulnerable. A Disenchant takes him out, and Mana Burn will rock him for 4 if he can't spend the mana. Which, as long as the Icies are untapped, he could, I suppose. Alright, tapping the bird, a Mox, and a Plains, so keeping the white mana off, and that 4/4 out of the sky. And that taps all the Icies, leaving only the 4/4 Suchi untapped with a Mox Ruby. Oh, wow. What are we going to see happen here? I guess he's deciding on himself. And he is locked out of white right now. So even if he has the Disenchant this turn, he would have had to have drawn it this turn, or he could have used it during his upkeep. But he passes. Alright, it's a dangerous spot. What's getting tapped? Okay, it's the 2 eggs. So he is coming in for 4. Dropping Sammy to 2. Oh boy. So Sammy needs an answer. Either another body on the field, or a Disenchant or Swords. And he had to have had to draw it last turn, or have a Plains in his hand to be able to cast it this turn. And what are we going to see here? Here's the draw. It's a land tax, so that's not helping. But he does have a white mana open now. So if nope. That's it, he threw it right there. Wow. What a match. What a set. Jeff wins 2-0 against Sammy's Rook Egg Savannah Lions Taxi deck. Okay, well that is it. That concludes the Urborg Series. Thank you for watching. Thank you, players, for letting me use the footage. Thank you for the deck list. If you like what you see, leave a comment. Let me know what's going on. Remember to like and subscribe. And if you really want to show some love, check out my Patreon. This is Baron Nick, and I'm done here.